Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator, good to see you again. How are you?
Oh, great to see you.
All right. So we're in town talking a lot about you have some concerns regarding the recently passed Senate budget. And what are those concerns and what does it mean to our viewers watching at home?
Absolutely. There's been a lot of conversation on both sides of the aisle about a budget that will help working families and a budget that will help struggling families. However, what we saw this week was a budget that does the opposite. The budget contains significant reductions to Medicare. It takes away the effort to fill in the donut hole. It reopens that donut hole on Medicare Part D. We're very important to our seniors, and we have thousands of Oregonians who fell into that donut hole before we fill it in and will be at risk again. It cuts about $430 billion out of Medicare over a 10-year period, and it strips away the provisions that provide for a free annual exam, a wellness visit, if you will, and screenings like cancer screenings, which are very important for folks to be able to catch disease early, better for their quality of life, and certainly better for the pocketbook. So that's real concern, and it's not just the programs for seniors. Head Start is slashed. Pell Grants for our college students are slashed. Food stamps, now known as SNAP, are slashed. So it really makes life much more difficult for struggling families and working families. Meanwhile, it pumps up the defense budget and it proceeds to not cut a single egregious tax giveaway for the best off Americans or for powerful special interests. Not a single dime.
Interesting. All right, so let's talk about, you're going to be here just another week from now doing another one of these interviews, but you're also going to be meeting with your constituents. You've got a couple town halls. Why don't you share with our viewers where those are?
Yes, well, on the 9th, I'm going to be in Klamath and Lake County, so I'll be in Chiloquin in Klamath and in Paisley in Lake. And then on the 10th, I'm going over to Josephine County to Cave Junction.
Okay, very good. Now, a lot of talk this week, and you yourself have spoken out about Indiana's religious freedom law, which is, of course, making national headlines. Their governor, Mike Pence, says it's intended to prevent the government from forcing anyone to do something that opposes forcing anyone to do something that opposes their religious beliefs. Got to get that right. Is that not fair?
Well, and I think actually the governor came out, I believe, today and said they have to rethink it because what they intended to be inclusionary has become exclusionary. It's basically a license to discriminate against the LGBT community. The leaders in Indiana are saying that's not what they intended. They are now facing the potential for boycotts across the country, and they're saying, well, you know, we got to take a second look at this. I don't think we got this right. Certainly when you're in the marketplace, you shouldn't be able to proceed to say, well, I don't like couples that are mixed race, so I can discriminate against them, or so forth, or against our LGBT community. So we ended discrimination here in Oregon when I was Speaker of the House. I've never had someone come to a town hall and say anything other than we did the right thing. People are treated well. Everyone deserves a chance to go to the counter or go to the hotel and be able to get a room, be able to get a movie theater ticket, regardless of who they love or how they identify.
All right, very good. We're going to take a quick break. Much more with the Senator in a moment. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator, the Oregonians, Jeff Mapes, theorized that Senator Harry Reid's retirement could open up some doors for you in the Democratic leadership. What do you think about that?
Well, certainly I'm going to be supporting Chuck Schumer to replace Harry Reid. He has been a key strategist for our team, and I think will do a very good job. But particularly what I like is he's been very supportive of efforts to restore the functionality of the Senate. I just this week introduced 6 bills that capture many of the elements I've been talking about in terms of making the Senate work better in a fairer, more productive fashion for the minority and the majority. And I think that Senator Schumer could play a historic role by building on what Harry Reid did November 2013 in changing the rules on nominations. We have freed up nominations to a much more functional system, but there's a lot more still left to do to end the paralysis that haunts the institution.
If an opportunity presented itself, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Oh, I would be, certainly, but that would be true for any one of the 56 members of the caucus would say yes. To be able to contribute to the strategy of the team. I really enjoyed that role of teamwork in the Oregon legislature, and those years, I think, contributed to being able to work across party boundaries and work with colleagues to say, let's have a problem-solving agenda and make this place work.
Okay. Now we're running short on time, and I do want to get into this question if we can keep it brief, if you don't mind. Marijuana, obviously a lot changing. We're just months away from having it legal here in Oregon. Do you want to see the federal government relax their laws regarding marijuana, or would you think status quo is good?
Yes, two things I'd like to see. Marijuana shouldn't be a Tier 1 drug. It's strange that marijuana is Tier 1 and cocaine is Tier 2. Because certainly cocaine is far more dangerous. I also want to see the federal government respect the state laws. They should focus on the black market. They should focus on gang activities. They should focus on illegal interstate transportation, etc. But don't mess with a legitimate state structure set up in Colorado or Washington or Oregon.
Very good, Senator. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.